Thanks for tuning in to another episode of King Mighty King Media TV, and I'm your host, the Double OG Grill Boxing, Ted King. And today we're going to be talking about the uh, super welterweight, junior middleweight division at 154 pounds. We have a very, very, very interesting scenario going on right now. What we have is we have the great Terrence Bud Crawford, arguably at one point, the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. I have him at number two since Alexander Usyk defeated the great Tyson Fury. I have now I have Terrence Bud Crawford as the number two pound for pound fighter in the world. Uh, and he will be going up against Israel Madrimov, upcoming super fight card, August the 3rd. And interesting enough, this fight was announced prior to the recently fight for the okay. What we have is Sebastian Fundora, who is now the WBC and WBO champion, who will now be challenged by the great, ex welterweight champion in ERROL, the Spence Jr. It's ERROL, the Truth Spence Jr., but I like to make fun. Watch my Eyes Don't Lie video to see what I'm talking about. Now, ERROL Spence Jr., of course, got in the ring with Fundora after the Tszyu fight and announced that, let us know. The business is announcing that, hey, he would be the next one to fight Fundora. Now, I was thinking, okay, that's it was a bold statement, and more likely than not, since Fundora is part of the PBC brand, and so is ERROL Spence Jr., that fight seemed like it would be in place to happen. And of course, it is, because, listen, you all by now, who've been watching my channel, know that I enjoy dissecting the business of boxing. Because as a person who was very interested as a youth, wanted to become a professional boxer, decided the business of boxing was the only challenge that I would have probably no chance of winning. Defeating the business of boxing. So of course I said, let me go into something else. Business of boxing is definitely undefeated. Okay, so now what we have is Terrence Bud Crawford going to fight Israel Madrimov, and we have ERROL the Truth Spence going to fight Sebastian Fundora, and I have to check the date and see when that's going to take place. But there's another fighter that no one is talking about that has the IBF portion of the 154-pound division, and that's BOHACHUK. Okay, BOHACHUK is kind of sort of waiting in the wings to see when someone, in fact, will challenge him for his title. And all these titles, of course, just to let's get up to speed here. All these vacancies were, the vacancies were from Jamel Charlo, vacating all these belts. Once he went up to fight the great Saul Canelo Alvarez, of course, he was defeated by Saul Canelo Alvarez. And so now we have all these belts. And the only one who actually fought for these belts at the time was Tszyu. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. Tszyu, after that fight with Fundora, where I thought they would run it back, Tszyu saved the card, which was a very good card, by the way. And Keith Thurman, after he opted well, he didn't opt out. He said he had an injury, bicep injury, so he wasn't able to fight. He was replaced by Sebastian Fundora, who was already in training for another fight. He comes in, Fundora comes in and challenges Tszyu for the WBA, my bad, the WBC and the WBO championship of the world. And of course, Tszyu had Fundora hurt in the very first round, broke his nose. And of course, we have that freakish elbow in Tszyu's head coming together, Fundora's elbow, that is, and Tszyu's head coming together, forehead, top of the head, actually, creating a very, very, very nasty cut, which impaired Tszyu's vision for the rest of the fight. And Fundora got the decision. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Now, I would definitely thinking, okay, well, they're running back with Sebastian Fundora and Tszyu. However, there's a twist now, because Tszyu now is now going to fight on that August the 3rd mega extravaganza card. August the 3rd, he's going to be fighting Victor Ortiz, which is a very, 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 very interesting matchup. Victor Ortiz had some health issues. He was campaigning down there at the 147-pound division. Now he's moved up to the 154-pound division. And of course, he's had 2 wins under his belt, and actually first-round stoppages. And he's, matter of fact, he's undefeated, and he's knocked out every one of his opponents. So very interesting matchup. And going into these call it somewhat of a tournament, you would think that, in my mind, I'm thinking that Tszyu and Victor Ortiz fight is going to be the ones that will actually be fighting Sergey BOHACHUK for his IBF title as the interim IBF champion. And this is how I think this thing is going to play out. Now, we have Terrence Bud Crawford, who has openly said he wanted to fight the great Saul Canelo Alvarez. That fight, could happen if Turkey Al-Sheikh decides, hey, you know what, this is what I want to see in Saudi Arabia, and so we could see that fight there in Saudi Arabia, perhaps. But before that happens, we still need to understand that now we have the fight or the rematch that was supposed to occur between Terrence Bud Crawford, and ERROL the Spence Truth. That, in fact, could happen if they're both successful in their campaigns, vying for these 154 title belts. Now, this thing have to ramp itself up quite a bit for them to capture these titles and to be able to fight one another. And I'm not sure how that's going to play itself out. So that's the little caveat. We know, for example, Terrence against we got Israel Madrimov, Terrence Bud Crawford against Israel Madrimov, and we have Errol Spence, Errol the Truth Spence Jr. going to fight with Sebastian Fundora. Now, that's 3 belts right there. If Tszyu and Ortiz, the winner of that fight was the fight BOHACHUK, then we have that one belt, that one piece that's eluding both of them, Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Unless Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford decided, look, we'll just go ahead and we'll fight. If they're both successful. If Terrence Bud Crawford gets past Israel Mandrimov and Mandrimov, and if Earl the Truth Spence Jr. gets past Sebastian Fundora. Listen, it gets kind of confusing, but not really. I play the tape back until just play the play here. Yeah. Anyway, because I'm not doing any film. I'm not giving YouTube any opportunity to get copyright none of my material any longer. So yeah, again, I'll say it one more time. Terrence Bud Crawford fighting Israel Mandrimov. If he is successful in beating Mandrimov for the WBA 154-pound championship of the world with that sanctioned body, and Earl the Truth Spence Jr. is successful in beating Sebastian Fundora for his WBC and WBO sanctioning body 154-pound championship, there's 3 belts right there. They could, in fact, decide, well, look, we'll go ahead and we'll settle this, our rematch this way. And if that were to occur, then in my mind, that rematch would have been fulfilled that way, not necessarily making either one of them, whoever wins that fight, the undisputed at 154 pounds. But will still leave the business of boxing to continue to make money if, in fact, the winner of the Tszyu and Victor Ortiz fight on the 3rd of August was to fight Sergey BOHACHUK for his interim 154-pound IBF championship. The business of boxing still has, not an undisputed champion, so the business of boxing is still got its tentacles out there, narrating and navigating the money to keep the dollars coming in by not having an undisputed champion at 154, because as we know, at 168, Saul Canelo Alvarez is definitely writing the blueprint on how to control the narrative of who I'm going to fight and who I'm not going to fight. And of course, you can't go until I go, okay? And so that makes the business of boxing kind of stagnated with the undisputed, as the undisputed champion of the world. And so, unless you're the heavyweight undisputed champion of the world, we do have one of those now. So that's what I got on the situation now. How it plays itself out is going to be very interesting. And this is all going to start taking place as of soon as August the 3rd. Okay, when Terrence Bud Crawford and Israel Mandrimov gets in the ring together. That's what I got on this today. I'm Double OG Guerrilla Boxing Ted King. Until the next one, keep your hands up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, put your comments in the comment section below. I'd like to know what you guys thinking about this situation. Share the video, share your comment with your friends, of the video, and again, your comment. And until the next one, like I said, Double OG Guerrilla Boxing, Ted King, keep your hands up, and I'm out.